get started, shall we? Welcome everyone who's here. It is good to have you, as always, and I mean that. This is Thursday morning, functional fitness, MSCR Goodman Rotary. Legs up, knees up. Little different format today, a little different. We're going to start out with some balancy movement stuff. Little side shifting, front and back. We're going to do some bouncing, agility, and speed. All right. So first thing, though, is just get a feel for your balance. As you're marching, foot on the floor, you want surface contact with the floor. Ball of the foot to the heel, inside to out. Toes are for balance. They are not weight bearing. Everything's in alignment. So I did a falls prevention class Tuesday, and one of the things is somebody was having problems standing on one leg. So I had them do it for me. And what they were doing is they were leaning like into that leg to the side. So they were kept falling off to the side. It is so important to take that core, tighten it up, get right over that stationary leg. That's how you stand up. She had very few problems at that point. It's not that she wasn't strong enough. It was that she wasn't working the form right. And if you can get this strong and get used to this, the body will go right back to that when it needs to. When you only have one leg to stand on, which is better than having no legs to stand on, when you only have one leg to stand on, your body goes right over that stationary leg where it's supposed to be. So concentrate on that. Think about it, especially on weight shifts when we go from one side to the other. And first thing we're going to do here, heel raises. Up and back down nice and slow. Take your time. Bring the arms up as you do. Up on the balls of the feet. Hands overhead and bring it back down again. Nice and slow. Start taking some deep breaths as you come up. Deep breath in through the nose. Push the stomach out. And exhale. Bring it all back down again. Start to feel those muscles warming up. Calf muscles. Shins are in here. Up. Little bend in the knees at all times. It is easy to lock the knees out when you do a heel raise. Keep a bend in it. You always want to have that shock absorption, that quick ability to adjust when you need to. And back down, up, hold, and back down. Nice little warm up for this. We're going to go down and do a squat. But back, push it out, roll the hips forward, and drive up. Feet flat on the floor, down, weight in the back half of the foot as you push up. This time as we come up, we're going to go up on the balls of the feet. So roll up, bring the arms up, and back down. I really try to stress balls of the feet. That is where most of the weight should be as you come up. Toes are on the floor, gripping the floor, maintaining your balance, feel the toes moving around, and back down again. Butts back. Arms across, up, nice and high. Get those heels up, hold as long as you can, and back down. Feel those calf muscles start to tighten up, getting them engaged, up, over the top, and back down. Ball of the foot on the floor all the way across. No difference. You want as much surface contact as possible. And back down, working the muscles in the legs to keep the feet flat on the floor. And back down again. All right. Leg up and out. Getting my balance here on this one. Up, out, tap. Find your balance here before you bring it back in again. Up on the side, around, and down. Don't let the hips go. Hip stays forward. This stationary leg, you're over the top of it. Everything on this side is pointed right out in front of you. Up, out, and down, foot flat on the floor. Getting that hip opened up. Bring it back and down. Arm with it. Arm and leg out. To the side and down. Back up. Upper and lower body coordination. Whoa. In and back down. Don't lift that leg up too high. You may need that toe to keep you from falling over. Out and down. Falling over. Up. In and down. Other side, starting with just the leg. Find your balance. You went from one side to the other. Brain's got to take a second to catch up to you. Around and down, especially when you start to get that hip opened up. First couple times, a little tight, and down. Bring it up. Roll it out, and down, up, in and back. Arm follows, up. So what you're doing is you're taking a little more weight on that side with no foot down on the ground, no base of support, using the core muscles to keep you over that stationary leg. Up, out, and down. Bring it up, in, and back down. Remember how we brought the heels up in the air? Do the same thing, except march it. A little easier when you've got momentum going with it. As long as you can control it, you're not leaning forward. You don't have the shoulders hunched. You got everything back into that neutral position. We talk about ad nauseum constantly. Always talking about that neutral position. It's because that's what's over your base of support. Bring those knees up a little higher if you can. If this doesn't work for you, just go into a pedal, bringing one foot up at a time. Bring that heel up. A little bit of a run there, kind of like. We're back to this. Up and up. And bring it back down. Harder one. We're going to bring the toes up. Not both toes standing in one place. That's hard. Into a march. So bring those toes up. You're marching on the heels, around, walking wherever you want to go. Just don't get too far away. Up and up. That's a little harder. You should be feeling the muscles in the in the shins doing all the work, picking those toes up and up. Quadriceps should be feeling this. We've been working them pretty hard. And up and up. All right. Going into a split stance. Feet parallel, knee over the ankle on that front leg. Both feet pointing forward. We're going to just take and do a weight shift to start out with. Forward. Lean out over that front leg. As you do that, keep the knee over the ankle. So you're not letting that knee drop out. It's from the hip, doing that hip hinge, and going back into the back leg. Again, it's at the hip that you're doing the lean, not pushing off that front leg. Get the core involved. And back forward again. And we're going to start bringing the feet up. So as you come forward this time, heel up, pushing, giving you just a little more lean over, hip hinge over that front leg. Back down, toe comes up, and you lean back into that back leg. Push down into the floor. Up, whoa, up, there we go. And forward on the ball of the foot. Make sure you feel the floor all the way underneath the ball of the foot. And back. And if you want, you can take this to the next step of bringing that foot off the floor completely, balancing on that front leg. And then this one, the harder one, pushing back, holding, up. Weight shift, momentum onto a single leg, having to maintain balance. This is something we need a lot. Every time we trip, we need to be able to hold us and bring us back again. And forward. And back. Rocking horse. Go to the other leg. We're going to do the same thing. Starting out with just that weight shift. Feet parallel. Knee over the ankle on that front leg. Reach out. And back. Shoulder blades are back. Knee stays over the ankle on that front leg. Back into it. Toes are on the floor, gripping, but you're not going into the toe. The knee's not going past the toe. Anytime you take that knee and you drive it past the end of the foot, you're running right through the front of the knee, putting all the stress right in the front. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Toe up. Heel up. Back. And whenever you're ready, if you're not already doing it and you want to, bring the foot up off the floor. Whoa. up, and back. So all the time that you're doing this, what you're thinking of is getting that foot flat on the floor and you over that stationary leg. All right, I'm going to make it a little harder now. We're going to take into that first leg that you had out front and reaching out either on the ball of the foot, or if you can, bring that toe up, bring the foot up off the floor, and then back, lean into it with the arms behind you. Now you're adding additional weight going out that you have to accommodate for. My ankle's moving like crazy, trying to keep that foot on the floor. And back, up, reach, and back. Whoa. Out. Last one. As you come back, bring that knee up. Right there. And back down again. You can practice these anytime you want, by the way. You don't have to do it in class. It's just fun. I love that weight shift. And holding that balance that's required, the muscle that's required to maintain the balance is just, it's really impressive to be able to balance. It really is. Out. Whole lot of work has to go into it. Every muscle in the body, every muscle in the body is working together to make that happen. And back, one more time. Out. And as you come back, bring that knee up. Hold. Find it. And back down. Again. Heel raise, remember that? We're doing it again. Sideways this time. So out and out. What we have this tendency to do is keep the foot flat on the floor, especially moving sideways, and drag that trailer leg. Get those heels up, agility, pick that foot up. And step. When you're on the balls of the feet, you're much more cautious about making sure you pick that foot up. It's how it should be all the time, not just when you're on the toes. And over. Over. And back. Stop here. And then move again. Foot up. Come to a full stop. This is a lot easier if you just move side to side. Use all those muscles to tighten up. Secure you over that base. And back again. Out. And back. Over. Back. One more time. One more time because it's fun. And you're there. All right. What are we going to do this time? So when's the last time you hopped? We're going to take and just step forward, push off, and back, push off. So stepping out as you're putting that front leg down, push off the ball of the foot on the back leg, and same in reverse. Out and back, out. So it becomes a hop is what we're looking to do here. Out and back. All right, so what we can do to add to the hop is make a skip into it. So you're going to pick up that front leg, up, push off the ball of the foot, and back down. So it's up, up. Skipping is fantastic. It really, really gets the heart rate up, works the muscles, works the balance. And the only reason we can't hop like we used to be able to is because we don't do it. Up and up. Full stop for just a count when you come down in the ball of that foot. Up and up. Push. Ball of the foot. Shins should be feeling this. Lower leg, quadriceps. Up and up. Up and up. Whew. All right. We're going to take what are we doing here? Oh, yeah, squat. So, rotation first. Foot up and around, pivot on that trailer leg. So foot up, comes around, and then you pivot off the ball of the foot. Other side up and around, and back. We're going to make this into a hop. So it's up and back. Same as the skip, except that first leg comes up, you rotate around, and bring it back. So it's out and up. If the hop gets to be too much, then just make sure you're pivoting on that foot. Otherwise, it's much easier if you push off. Get the whole body up in the air and then do the rotation. all obliques. That core is working to get you around and back, out, and back. We're going to step out this time. Just step around as you come down. Come down as you make that rotation. Back to the middle, pick the foot up, bring it all down at the same time. Up and out, up and back. So it's a smooth move as you're coming up, or as you're coming down with the leg, you're also coming down with the body. So the knees are bending as you hit, so a soft landing. Down, back, and down, and down. And again, you can do this pivoting, bring it around and down, whichever works for you. But you're going to feel this in the legs, however you're doing it. And back up again. So this time we're going to take down and around and back to the middle. Step back, knee over the ankle, hips forward. And here, what are we doing? We're taking that rotation. If you do, you push backwards and to the side. Somebody hits your shoulder, body's going to rotate. You want to be able to get your base. Stop. And then come back to center. Around and back. Kick up and bring it around. So now we're getting into that plyo move. Heel up, push, and then bring the other one around. These can be really small moves. I just want you to get the feel of being in the air for just a second, picking those heels up, out, and around. Again, if not, just go right here and tap. So we can go with this is keep that back foot off the floor. You do a round like that, and then back to the other side. Step and rotate. If that doesn't work for you, get that toe down. But come to a full stop. Always come to a full stop before you move again. That's where the muscles really get involved. Around and around. Back and forth. All right. Grab a drink of water. We got a few more to do of these yet. But we're 20 minutes in, so we should hydrate. We are not moving on until everybody has a drink of water. Come on. Let's do it. So, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? We're going to take foot out, step, in, and back. So just easy. Step out, wide set, coming down, and coming back. What we can do with this to make it more fun is step out, more challenging, give you a little more work here, is push up, whoa, foot across, like that, and then bring it back to the middle, other side. Wide stance, feet forward, down in a squat. As you're coming up with the body, get that heel up at the same time. Everything comes up together, smooth move to the outside and back. So it is out, down, up, cross tap, and back. Other side, out, squat, pick up, reach, and back. So a lot of people I talk to when they fall is they said, I don't know, my feet just got caught up on each other. It's because they're not lifting that leg up. So you're out here, you compensate, you bring that foot. It's going to hit unless you get used to bringing that foot over the other one to balance yourself. So it's, out wide, across, and back in the middle. Other side, out, across, and back. Same thing, but to the back this time. Down, step back, bring it to the middle, other side, out, and over, and back. So these are agility drills. These are step out, round to the back, and side by side. Other side, right leg out, right leg behind the left, and bring it back side by side. Other side, left leg out. Push off, stop, come back. All muscle control. This is all about controlling the muscles as you go. So if you do get, boom, pushed to the side, you're able to make that rotation, but you're controlling it, slowing it down, full stop, back, and around again. And again, you can do down and kick up, out to the side, push off, and come back. All right, easy one next. Easy one. Narrow squat. Feet about shoulder width apart, going down, arms out front, roll the hips, and come back up. So again, you're going down in that squat, knees go over the laces of the shoes, butt goes back, arms come out, but you keep those shoulder blades back. And roll the hips, and come on up. So where we go with that is arms out. Pick the foot up, step it back, and to standing. Other side, going down in a squat first, Step back, in, and down. It's a lot harder to move when you're in that squat position. When you're down, reach, in, and up, squat. Arms out, leg back, bring it in, and up. So we can also do that to the side. So we step down in a crouch. Pick the foot up, step out to the side, arms up, coming back to the middle, and stand. Now, the longer you stay in that squat position, the more you're going to feel it in the quads. It's more of a quad exercise at this point. Out, back in, take your time. Stance, stay on that single leg. Out, up, and in. Can make it a little harder. Out, and in, out, way out there, and back. Anytime you need to, you come up. Roll the shoulder blades back, chest is out, back down in that squat, out front, and in. Ooh, that one was a problem for me. Out, and in, roll it up, come on back. The other way you can do that, go into a reverse lunge right here. Back and up. Step back and bring it up. This time, back, down, stay low, push forward, knee up, and down. So reverse lunge, step it back. You're high here, you go right down. Knee stays over the ankle, got to bend in that back knee. Push up through that front leg, and to force that, you bring that foot up and back down. You've got no choice. You have to use that front leg this way. Roll it, pick it up, knee up, and down. Slow, slow, slow means those muscles are really working. You should be able to really feel this in the quadriceps especially. Roll, up, and back down again. So that's it. Wait a minute. One more. Down in the squat. We're going to do that rotation we did before. Out, staying in a squat, and back. So you can do it with both feet on the floor or leaving one foot on the floor at all times by pivoting and back, or push off. A lot harder staying in that crouch position. And back. Works the quadriceps a whole lot more. We're done. Grab a drink of water. We're going to do some more stretching here, because we got some strength exercises to do. Upper body stuff. Whew. So to do that, we need to warm up the upper body. Lower body's warmed up. It's ready for everything now. Start out shoulder rolls. Back and back. Whenever you're ready, just join me. Come join me. And forward, roll the shoulders back, up. These do not have to be big moves. They do not have to be big moves. Just as much as is right for your shoulders right now, today, at this moment. And around. So I'm getting a little bigger with it, each one. Shoulders are starting to warm up a little more. I'm keeping the legs going, a little marching as I go. And you can too. I'm not just telling you what I'm doing. I'm saying you can do this too. without saying, do this now. And forward. And we're good. Arms up at a diagonal. Bring the shoulder blades back, squeeze it together, and push out. So just concentrate on that upper body. Arms forward. As you come back, elbows are wide row. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together nice and tight. Those elbows out, gets that whole shoulder blade top to bottom, and up. Bring it down, squeeze it together, and out. Little bend in the knees, or keep moving, however you want to do it. You can even bring the heel up if you want, doing a butt kicker, and down and up. Couple more. And we got it. Whew. Step back. Go into a hip hinge. Hip hinge is the important piece here. Elbows back, narrow row. Elbows right next to the torso. Stretch it out and bring it back. Elbows back. Extend at the elbow. Bring it in and up. Other side down. Elbows back, then the extension. Up. Hands out. Stepping back. Elbows come back at the same time that foot does. Into a hip hinge. And coming back up again one more time. Stepping back, elbows back. Extend. In and down. Forward lunge. Out right here. Stay in that stagger step. Arms out. Stretching out the upper back. So right here, roll the arms out. Roll the shoulders out as far as they'll go. Keep the torso up. Keep the chin up. It's through the shoulders. You want to feel this in the upper back through the shoulder blades. Pushing through that front leg, bring it up overhead. Feel the muscles working in the upper back to pull the arms back. Stretch right down here, front of the arm, upper arm. Bring it all the way back. Now it gets into the chest and the shoulders. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale as we come down over that extended front leg. Feeling the stretch all the way up the side, through the arm, going down into the lower arm. And back up on top. Bring it back down again. Start shifting that weight into that front leg. Arms stay out. Roll the shoulders. And now we're going to do a rotation. Fist to palm if you want. Around. Shoulders first. Torso second. Bring it back to the middle. And step back, other side, out. Stagger step. Knee over ankle. That thing. The one right above your foot. Out. Push through that front leg. Roll the shoulder blades back. Get that chest out. So as you're coming up, it is shoulder blades come back. It's all helping to bring you back. Feel the stretch through the chest, through the shoulders. Side bend over that front leg. Down. Deep breath in here. Get a little extra stretch by filling up the lungs. Back up on top. Use that top hand to bring you back up. Down in front. Arms out, so keep them out there as you come down. Palm to fist, other way, and push with the hands if you want. Give you a little more resistance as you make that rotation. Stay in that turn just for a count. Come back to the middle and step it back. Side lunge, out to the side. Going to go into a hip hinge. So a wide hip hinge, and then arms back, shoulder blades together, opening up the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. And as you come back to center, so arms are out here, bring them up overhead. Other side, step out, hip hinge, arms out to the side, palms forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and back up in the middle. One more time each side. Out, reverse fly, squeezing the shoulder blades together, palms forward, up overhead, nice and long, stretch it out, down and out, and back in again. While we're here, let's put the hands behind the head. So we got the hands not pushing on the back of the head to get the chin down, but concentrating on getting those elbows back instead. Instead of letting it all collapse forward, concentrate on bringing that head up and getting the shoulder blades tight right underneath the neck, those trapezoids right underneath the neck. And then we're going to take elbows together in an elbow fly, stretch out the upper back. Again, real easy to do here is to push the chin down to try to get the elbows to touch. Don't do that. Keep the chin up. Elbows come in. Squeeze it. And back out again. Make sure your knees aren't locked out. Mine were. Get them back as far as they'll go. The elbows. And bring them back in again. And back out. In the goalposts. Cactus, if you will. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring the arms up. Overhead. Stretch it out. Back again. And arms are down. Shake it out. We're just going to reach across. Stretch that shoulder out. Lots of contraction there, so we want to make sure that we get those muscles cooled down, stretched out, so they're ready to lift weights. Out and out. Out. Other side, shake it out. Grab your weights. We're going to strength exercises. We're going to focus on functional strength here. So the first thing we're going to do, single muscle group. We're going to work just those deltoids in the front of the shoulders. So keeping a little bend in the knee, shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Hands out front, away from the torso or away from the thighs just a little bit. Bring them up. They get a lot heavier when they're out there. That's much easier when we're down here. So remember with this, you can modify. You do what's right for you. You come up as high as you can. Up and back down. The other thing you can do is bend the elbows, getting the weights closer to the body, and bring it up and back down. So it's really up to you. If you can, get the elbows back so you can get that full range of motion and bring the hands all the way up and back down. If that doesn't work for your shoulders, then drop the hands back down. Just come up part way and down again. Lots and lots of options on all these exercises. You can do it however is right for your body, especially shoulders. Shoulders are a little touchy, a little sketchy for a lot of people. Up and back down. That's why we keep moving them. That's why every class, lots and lots of shoulder movement. Because shoulders love to lock up. Up, hold, and back down again. And once you lose mobility in that shoulder, once you lose range of motion, you're going to keep losing it because it's going to hurt to get it here. So now you're going to stop here. And eventually it's going to hurt there, so you're going to stop down here. It's a wicked downward spiral. All right, going into stagger step. Hinging at the hip, arms out in front, elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, working on those muscles between the shoulder blades, the posture muscles, out and back in. Most important here, shoulder blades back, little curve in the lower part of the spine. Out, squeeze it, out and in. Bring it back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and out. Up, back, hold in that back position. Keep those shoulder blades together. Make sure you've got that curve in the lower part of your back before you extend back out again. As you extend out, don't let the shoulders follow. Don't start to hunch. Out, even if you have a hunch, don't hunch. And out. Back, squeeze shoulder blades together. This is for that. We're working the shoulder blades hard. And back down. Weights don't have to come up very high. This kind of works the front of the shoulders. You can be down here. You have a little bend in it so that you're coming parallel with the torso. And back out one more time. Back. And right there. Side raises, just like we did before, like we did out front. You can adjust. Don't come up as high on the sides, or bend the elbows and bring it up in an arc with the elbows, whichever one works for you. All right, find your neutral stance, shoulder blades back. So it's really easy for the shoulders to come forward on this one. Don't let that happen. Keep the shoulder blades back. Work those muscles in the back, but also protect the front of the shoulder. And back down. We started up. Again, you can bend those elbows, creating a W, making it just a little easier, a little harder, depending on what you need, whatever your limitation is right now. Up. Full 90 in the elbow. Bring it up on the sides. And back down. One arm at a time, giving the other one a rest. Down. up. And this is always up to you. Don't do what I do. Don't do what the instructor does all the time. You have to compensate yourself. Make the exercise your exercise. Up. Make it right for your body. When your body's telling you to do something, don't force it to try to do what other people are doing. Up. And back down. One more time. One more. Bring it up. Hold it. And back down. The other thing you can do is you start the exercise. You can be in a more extended position. And then if you're noticing that your arms are getting tired, you can start bending that elbow a little more each time to accommodate. But you start out with the hardest one and then work your way in. All right. Next. Curls. Palms forward, shoulder blades back. Remember, big arc. Up. Wrists stay straight the entire time. Keep the elbows forward. Up. If your weights are too heavy and you're having problems with this, it's bringing the shoulders forward. Put the elbows back a little bit. Biggest mistake here is this, up, and then come up to the top and just let the weights sit on the top of the shoulders and rest for a minute. Don't do that. Keep muscles under tension, but adjust so that you can keep the muscles under tension. The other thing is wrists stay straight. I see a lot of this at the top where they roll in. Keep it out. You're going to feel it in the outside of the upper arms. As you roll that out, you're getting more muscle with that. And back down. You're hitting a greater surface area on those biceps. Up and hold. And back down. Take those elbows away from the torso, just an inch. Makes it just a little more challenging. Down. Shoulder blades are back. Weights from the ball of the foot to the heel. Don't let yourself start moving forward. Moving forward. Up. And back down. You're in the forward state. You're in Wisconsin. Don't do that. Up and back down again. Do this. Shake that out a little bit. Triceps kickbacks. Feet parallel. Knee over the ankle. Hip hinge. So this one I have a real problem with. I love to let my shoulders roll forward on this one. We need to keep those shoulder blades back. Just bringing them back tight helps put us in that neutral position. Elbows back as far as you can get them. Hold them there. It's out and in. So this one's easier for me to maintain, but when we do a narrow roll out and then bring the elbows in and extend, that's when I start coming forward. So just concentrate on shoulder blades together, posture muscles, rhomboids and trapezoids between the shoulder blades, out. Squeeze those muscles in the back of the upper arm. Wrists don't move. Don't let your wrists bend to the side. Keep them straight all the way through this. Much more challenging. Out. Hold. Back down. Stop before you get all the way down. You want to feel tension back there in the back of the upper arms all the way through this. Out. Squeeze it. And in. Take it out. Weight is from the ball of the foot to the heel. Toes for balance. Out and in, out, squeeze it one more time, take it back and bring it in. So a couple modifications you can make there is one is bringing it into a skier stance, feet side by side, butt out. A lot harder, a lot more work on the core, but if you've got the strength to do it, go into a skier stance. The other thing is in the width of the feet. When you go into a stagger step with the foot back, if you're having problems with your balance side to side, get that foot out so you've got a wider space between the legs. It's going to help you completely on that. But if you want to make it more challenging, start bringing that foot in until you're almost in a tandem stance, one right in front of the other, and do it from there. Hips work a lot harder, quads work a lot harder, core works a lot harder. We got left. Shoulders. We have not done shoulders. Then we are done. Palms facing in, a little bend in the knees. Again, modifications, we start with a hammer grip or a neutral grip, palms facing in, go up as high as you can, come back down. Keep the elbows forward. Keep everything in alignment if you're here. It's going to help that shoulder if you're having any shoulder pains. From there, we go into a military grip or a military stance, elbows out to the side, up over the top, working a little different muscle here, but if this hurts your shoulder, sometimes this may help your shoulder because you're opening the front of that shoulder up by pulling the shoulder blades together. So experiment. You can do whichever one is right for you. This one uses a little more muscle than that one up front. More surface area. Again, more of the muscle. It's not harder. It just works more around that shoulder socket, those deltoids. Up and back down. And then the last one is palms back, going into an Arnold press and rotating to the front. And this one you're really going to feel all the way around the shoulder, front to back. Up. Top of the upper arms. Those shoulders get hit good. They get hit good on this one. Up. And back down. Roll it. Any one of these, whichever's right for you. And remember, don't go any higher than you can. And bring it back down. Up. Hold. And back down. Weights down. Grab a drink of water. We're going to the floor. You don't need the weights on the floor. Other thing, I wanted one thing on the shoulder press. Hang on, before you go down there, is if you're having trouble with range of motion, one arm goes up, the other shoulder doesn't, remember, the less you go with that arm, the worse it's going to get. Don't use the weights. Concentrate on just getting that shoulder up and back down. So one may go. Don't use weights if one goes only halfway up, the other goes all the way up and back down. You're just creating a bigger differential between the two sides. Reach, get that range of motion first, or stop the arms at the same place and back down again. Okay. Grab your mat. Grab your water. We're going to start on the back. We're going to focus on lower abs today. Lower abs. Belly button down to the hips. Down we go. On the back. First, work on just getting that lower back down to the floor. So extend the legs out. Going to give you a little bit of an arch there in the lower part of the back. Squeeze the core. And again, usually what people do is they squeeze the glutes, tightening them up, which brings the lower back to the floor. We want to work the lower abs in the core. So it's squeeze those muscles. You want to feel it right here in the front of the hip, going up to the belly button. And up, back down, squeeze it, and up. So we're going to do lower body. So as we do lower body, the lower back's going to want to come up off the floor. You'll get a little more arch in the lower part of the back. So I want you to make sure that you can feel that lower back on the floor through all of this. The other thing is when we do leg lifts, which most of this is going to be, so start out with the feet on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling in a crooked position. And lift. Lower back is on the floor. Concentrate on that. Weight should not change from side to side, right to left on that hip. Up. And back down. The best thing you can do is on the way down, get that lower back on the floor, and then slowly drop the foot down as you're keeping that lower back on the floor. Other side up. Again, don't let yourself twist side to side. If you do, get those arms out to the side. Excuse me. And remember, modification on this is bringing the hands in closer to the torso, making the torso do more of the work, making the abs work to keep you from going side to side instead of the arms. So you can bring those in a little at a time, giving you less balance with the arms out on the sides, keeping them in closer until you can get the arms up off the floor completely, on the chest, wherever you want them, and back down. So start right here with this, up, and back down. So try to make this a little more challenging. We're going to just tap the toe, up, and back down, other side. Keep the heel up. Feel the muscles in the back of the lower leg, those calf muscles. Cramp up until you have a Charlie horse. No, right before that, and back down. Up, and back down. Anytime you take the foot off the floor and reduce the surface area, the more the other muscles in the body have to work to maintain balance. The more surface area you have, the safer you are. That's why you want to try to get that foot flat on the floor. But when you're exercising, you try to limit that so that you have to work those muscles just a little bit harder. Up and back down. One more time. Up and back down. All right. Next. Going to bring one leg out. Okay, got it. Got it. We're ready. Lower back's on the floor. One leg comes up. Other knee is bent. And we're going to bring that second knee. So for me, the right knee's over the hips. And I bring that left knee up to match it. Down with the right. Down with the left. So this one gets hard. This one, you're going to have a lot of twist if you're not careful, if you don't have the core strength to hold those hips straight. Get the arms out to the side. So bring up the left leg. Knee stops over the ankle, knees at 90 degrees. Then take the right leg, bring it up, hold it, left leg down, tap the toe only on the ball of the foot, and then the other one down. So when I say toes, I mean ball of the foot, always. Bring the arms in a little bit if you can. Try it again. Up with the right, up with the left, down with the right, down with the left. Quadriceps, hip flexors. You should feel this from above the knees all the way up to the belly button. So up, up. Lower back stays flat on the floor so you maintain your stability side to side. And back down. One more time. Up, up, and back down. So there's more to that progression, but let's give the lower body a break here, the lower abs. Feet apart, knees apart. Knees and toes stay in alignment. Get them out. We're going to do a crunch up, squeeze the shoulder blades, reach between the legs, and back down again. So up, reach, and back down. Remember, you're looking at the ceiling. You're not watching the arms. It's up, shoulders come up to the ceiling, rolling those shoulder blades toward the hips, and you'll feel those upper abs really engage as you bring those shoulder blades down. And then relax it all back down again. Up, reach the arms, reach through as much as you can, and back down. Again, up, all upper abs on this one. Squeeze it. And bring it back down. One last time. Up. Stay up there. We're going to stay in this hold position. Prayer crunch hold. Stay there. Exhale. Get all the air out of the lungs. Really tighten up those core muscles. See if you can squeeze one more time. Getting those shoulder blades up off the floor or up just a little bit more. And back down. Easy for me to say. Back to the legs. We're going to bring both legs up, going into a tabletop. Grab onto the back of the thighs to start out with. Get a feel for this. Just extend the legs out right now. And bring them back in. Stretching out the hamstrings. Legs up. Hold on to the thighs. Keep the knees over the hips. And back down. Alignment, make sure the toes, knees, hips are all in alignment. And back down, don't let the legs swing out. Up, bring the toes down, feel the stretch in the calf muscles. Relax. And back down one more time. Foot up, hamstring stretch, toes down, calf stretch, relax, relax, and down. All right, hands out to the side, right leg up. Knee over hip, left leg up, knee over hip. Now, here we go. From here is tap and back up into that tabletop. Try to keep the knees over the hips as much as you can using those lower abs, and also try to keep the lower back on the floor. This one's really tough. Down, tap, and up. You're going to feel this in the hip flexors. These are the muscles that lift that leg up so that when you're walking, you get that foot up like it's supposed to be. Down, not shuffling, not letting that foot drag. You know, people walking and goes, shh, 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 when they're bottom of the foot is dragging, that's just asking to fall. You need to be really careful of that by keeping the hip flexors strong so you can lift that leg up. And check yourself every once in a while. Make sure that you're not dragging your feet. Sometimes people can do it, not even notice it's happening. Make sure you're picking that foot up. Heel first, heel ball toe. Down, up one more time. So as you're doing this, you can also hang on to the thighs, let go with one hand, let that foot go down, and then with the other. So you're still in the right position and up. You're still working the right muscles. You're just letting them strengthen up a little bit. So little by little, you can hang on less with the hands, lighter grip, and do it. All right. What is next? What are we doing next? Oh, all right. Save the best for last. Up, tabletop, both legs down. Tap the toes, and bring it back up. This one's one of the harder ones. So if you can't do this, go back to that, just tapping one foot at a time. Down, lower back's on the floor, squeeze those lower abs. This is the one that's really going to challenge the lower abs most. Down. Keep those knees bent as much as you need to. Closer the heels are to the butt, the less this is going to put strain on the lower back. And then you can work your way out just a little bit at a time, getting a little less angle at the knees. Down and up, feet down. We're going into a glute bridge. We need it. All right. If you're ready, feet flat on the floor, knees, hips, toes all in alignment. Squeeze the lower abs, bring that lower back up off the floor. That should feel good right there. And then squeeze the glutes, push up through. And that should feel magnificent. Marvelous, simply marvelous. And back down. I don't remember what that's from. Up, squeeze. Get that stretch from the hip flexors into the quadriceps, because everything we did worked from above the knees all the way up to the belly button. So we want to stretch that whole thing out. Up. Feel that great stretch. And bring it back down. We got time for a quick stretch of those hip flexors one more way. Roll over on your side. You're going to stay down. Nothing hard on this one. Just grab onto either the shin, back of the leg, whatever you want, pant leg. And you're just going to bring that knee back. Keep the knee down. Don't let it go up here. We're not stretching like we should. Get that knee down. Upper leg's parallel with the floor. And then pull back with the hand just a little bit. All you're looking for is that stretch in the quadriceps. It's a great way to get those muscles without worrying about balance if you're trying to do this standing up. Stretch it out. And relax. Knee at 90. And just kick back. It's a donkey kick. Pushing it back. Get that heel back as far as you can. This one's going to go more into the hip flexor. Keep that leg down. Again, don't let the foot go up. We're not stretching the muscles we want. We want those muscles we just worked so hard. And back up. Other side. Roll it on over. Starting out, grab onto the ankle, the shin, whatever you got back there. And bring the leg back. Again, this one is all quadriceps. Feel the front of those thighs stretching out, and it feels fantastic because those leg lifts that we did were really tough. They really work that whole upper leg, lower core. Relax, knee at 90. Push back with the heel. Get as much stretch there as you can. Squeezing those glutes to bring it back. And up. Extend to seated, to a seated position. Shoulder blades are back. Everything's right out in front of you, nice and straight. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Survey says shoulder blades are back. Chin out, rotate. Shoulder blades back. Do it one more time. Get those shoulder blades deep. Squeeze them together as hard as you can, keeping the chin up so you can get as much rotation as possible. You can't rotate as far if that spine's not straight. You're just doing damage back there. We're into damage control. Shoulders back. Rotate. Shoulders around. So this stretch should feel good, not hurt. Remember that, always. And bring it back in. We're running out of time. We got to get up. Got to get up and get going. It's the best part of the day. Stuff out of the way. Hands up overhead, little bend in the knees. Side bend. Bring it down. Stretch out those shoulders. Shoulder blades. Obliques. Rib cage. Bring it back up. Other side, same thing. Down. Stretch it out. And back up. Again, fingers intertwined, palms right straight up. Stretching out forearms, biceps, and triceps. Pushing it right straight up. And range of motion. Bring the hands down in front. Right straight out. Roll those shoulder blades down and back. And chin to chest. Roll the shoulders out. Stretching out the upper back. We're getting it all here. And arms right straight down. Shoulder blades are back. Push through the fingers. As deep as you can get with this. Again, if you need to, palms up. And then just really drive those shoulders down. But you got to get them back. So this doesn't do us any good. That stretches the upper back. We already did that. We want these trapezoids at the top. So get those shoulder blades back and push through. You'll feel this in the top half of the shoulders. It's the deltoids as well, around the shoulder socket. And release. Release. Shake that out. Down. Down we go. Squat. Shoulder blades are back. So as you come up, roll the hips. Down underneath. Protect the back. Bring the arms up. Shoulder blades go back. As you bring the hands up, deep breath in through the nose. Drive the stomach out. Exhale. Get everything out. Push. Squeeze those core muscles. Bring it all in. And again, roll the hips. Arms up. Deep breath in through the nose. Shoulder blades are back. Stomach out. And exhale, bringing the arms down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.